Generosity, even among family members, had long been considered to be a specifically human characteristic. Yet rats, chimpanzees and other animals also exhibit similar behavior. Researchers at the Messerli Research Institute, Vetmeduni Vienna, had already shown that dogs also share food rewards with other dogs. Using a bar pulling task, whereby dogs can pull a tray to donate food to another dog, researchers had shown that dogs delivered treats to partner dogs, especially if these were already known to them. A new study by the research team now used a more complex task set up to confirm the prosocial behavior of dogs. While the experiment provided further confirmation to the initial finding, it also showed that the complexity of tasks matter and that is more dependent on social proximity than had previously been assumed. The dogs were first trained to touch a token in exchange for a food reward for themselves. They were then trained to recognize two more tokens, one that resulted in a reward being delivered to a partner dog and another which did not. 3 experiments were then conducted to test whether the dogs exhibited prosocial behavior even in this more complex task and whether they would deliver a food reward to a partner or not. The researchers also tested whether it made a difference to the donor dog if the receiver was familiar or a stranger, and whether the presence of another dog was enough to trigger generous behavior in the test dog even if the partner had no access to the food. The experiment confirmed that dogs continue to exhibit prosocial behavior despite the more complex task. The dogs clearly showed a preference for sharing the food reward with a familiar dog. Unfamiliar dogs were rewarded nearly 3 times less often than familiar ones. The higher level of complexity, however, impacted the general frequency of the food delivery. This influence could be shown among dogs for the first time by comparing the token choice experiment with the simpler bar pulling setup, and confirms the results of similar tests performed with small children and chimpanzees.